Okay, we are going. And we'll see if other people join as we go. So welcome. If this is your first time, welcome to the Juice Club. These monthly calls happen for any of our subscribers. They can join. And basically how it works is I talk for about, 20, 30 minutes about some kind of topic, depending on what I choose that month. Usually it's something either relevant to the season or something you guys have asked me to discuss, an email or something. So that's how I usually choose what I'm talking about. And so we have a discussion. I tell you, my thoughts and things about that. And then the rest of the call is a total open forum for you guys to ask any questions. So there's going to be questions about our products, something you're trying, something you might want to try. It can just be about general health, nutrition, wellness, your own personal diet. It's totally up to you guys. The time is yours to use. I always block at least an hour for these calls. Sometimes they end shorter, sometimes they go longer. It just depends on how many questions. Usually when one starts, it kind of starts a chain reaction and people have lots of questions. So we'll see how it goes. You can either unmute to ask them at the time, or you can type them into the box. I do ask that everyone please mute yourselves now while I'm talking. That way there's no outside noise for the people that watch the recording or that are in the call. But then you can unmute later on when we talk. If you don't know me, my name is Lisa. I'm a nutritionist here at Raw Generation. I've been with the company for over 3 years now, but I've known the owners for a couple decades. And actually, they were my clients. So we definitely are aligned in our nutritional values and what we do. And basically my job here, in addition to being the company nutritionist and doing all that kind of stuff, is I'm the product developer. So I create all the recipes, all the systems, the plans, they all come directly from me. And so that's the part of my job. And I also currently do all of our writing. So any blogs, emails, all that stuff comes from me also. So everything is coming from authority in the space. So today I wanted to talk about something that is near and dear to me, because it was definitely has been like a long lesson for me, and that's learning how to overcome all or nothing mentality when it comes to food. I have an all or nothing mentality with a lot of things in my life. It's just kind of, I think everyone's personality is different, right? So for Christmas, I'm going to stay up all night till it's done. I'm not going to do half and leave half or do pieces. I'm just get it all done at once kind of person. So my nature is to do all or nothing, like either do the full workout or don't do any workout. And it's not always the best. I know it's not always the best mentality. So as I've gotten older, I've really tried to have more grace with myself and to do what I can when I can do it. So if that means getting in a quick 20 minutes this morning and not doing my full hour, at least I did a 20-minute workout, right? So I've not totally mastered the art, but I've definitely gotten better. But it took me a long time to get that way with food. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because I feel like it's something a lot of people struggle with in the dieting world and the health and wellness world. And it's certainly something I've encountered a lot with my clients over the years and some of our customers. So that's why I chose that topic. But feel free also to raise a hand if you have questions while I'm talking. But anyway, so, most of you that have been here know my story. If you haven't been here, I could certainly tell you, just ask me. But I think most of you probably have heard it by now, that I was not always healthy. I was not always slender. I was not always in the best shape. I mean, I struggled. I always made an effort. I always exercised. I always tried to watch as far as what I knew to be healthy, which obviously wasn't correct, but what I thought I knew. But it was always a struggle for me my whole life. I was not naturally, I was had to worry about my weight. And I also didn't know at the time, but a lot of foods negatively affected my digestion. I would be bloated uncomfortably a lot of the time. I would have skin issues. I had lots of, not reflux, what's it called? Sinus, like postnasal drip a lot of the time. I was always kind of gunky, and so I didn't really equate any of that with food at the time at all. I didn't really start equating it with food until I started getting healthier and seeing those things disappear. And then I realized, wow, like my diet had a lot to do with all of these things. It was totally eye-opening to me. It actually changed my whole degree field from being an Italian teacher to being a nutritionist. That's how much it impacted my life and how it became a passion for me to learn, because, I really thought that I knew some things about healthy eating, and I thought I had a handle, and I just realized how much I didn't know and how many people also don't know. And that's really why I wanted to teach as a lifetime career, is teach people how to learn to be healthier, physically and mentally, though, too, because food is a mental, emotional, physical thing. It definitely, for most people, not everybody, there's that small group of people that just, eat to live. But most likely, if you're here, you're not one of those people. Most people that I come in contact with are not those people. They're mostly the lives to eat kind of people. And so it is a struggle for for that. It's culturally, if you're in an Italian or a Spanish culture, for example, you probably do a lot of eating and ethnic foods. I know I grew up like that. So that's another thing to overcome. So this all or nothing mentality that I had was kind of like this. It was like, if I ate something that I considered a wrong or a cheat food, my day was over. Like I'm like, all right, I had a bad day today. I might as well just eat that junk the rest of the day and I'll start over fresh tomorrow. And that was number one mistake that I used to make. Number two mistake that I used to make was committing to something and not giving myself the grace to still have a normal life while I was doing it. So it could be whatever diet that it was, not just diet, but I'm talking about diet for the purpose of the call. But I would be so rigid and strict that sometimes I missed out on really other special things that would have happened if I had been a little less rigid and strict. So that learning came later in life. The first one I conquered sooner. So the first issue, which was if I had a cheat or if I ate something off my diet at the time, that the whole day was shot to heck. So just let it be a cheat day and steal all my junk food and start fresh the next day. That's a recipe for disaster. Because number one, as you know, I believe in soul food. I've told you this before, but obviously I'm a healthier mindset now. But at the time, I didn't believe in that. And so what would happen is, I would have like, I don't know what it would be, a cookie or something. Who the heck knows what I would have? But it reawakens your taste buds, right? So then you start craving sugar, or in some people's cases chocolate. That's not my thing, but some people's chocolate, or maybe it's salty chippy snacks, or whatever thing it is that you struggle with. And if you have one, if you're not in a healthy mindset, to know that you can have this whenever you really want it in a healthy amount. When you're not in that healthy mindset, having one is a recipe for disaster, because you just crave it and you mentally obsess over it and you just want to have more and more and more. And in that moment, you can't get it off your mind until you have it. And then usually what happens is you binge eat it, or you overeat it, or you have a whole lot of it. So, in modern times, people probably would call it like an eating disorder. Like I didn't think of it at the time when I was younger. No one talked about that 20, 30 years ago, like they do now. But, looking back, it was a totally unhealthy way to look at food, to restrict myself and never let myself have my favorite foods. But then when I remember this clear as day. There's this diner by me in Jersey, known for the diners, and it has the best vanilla milkshakes. I always loved them. And I would never let myself have it because I was just super strict. Like I said, I was all or nothing. So I was in a super strict phase of life, dieting and doing everything I could to keep my weight stable. And one time I was there at this diner with my friends, and one of my girlfriends got this vanilla milkshake that was my favorite. So I was like, oh, let's just have one sip. You just remember. So I had one sip, and I actually cried real tears at the remembering of how much I loved that flavor. And looking back now, I'm thinking, how sad that as a young girl, I was so mentally confused about my body image and so rigid with myself that I couldn't even enjoy a few sips of a milkshake without it bringing tears to my eyes. So, not everyone has these kind of experiences, but I think a lot of people do in different ways and maybe don't talk about them. I think a lot of women, especially that are in this, weight loss journey or trying to maintain weight, have lots of inner struggles with emotional eating, stress eating, or, all the things, it's just how a lot of people cope, not just women, men too. But I feel we're mostly a community of women here. So I think everyone here on this call is a woman. So I can talk to women specifically for the purpose of this call. So, learning to not be so hard on myself, and actually that it becomes healthier, and the results get better too, because it's never good for your body. It's not good for your metabolism. It's not good for your hormones. It's certainly not good for your weight to yo-yo, to go up and down, to be good, to be bad, to good and bad, quote unquote, to cheat, to binge, to be clean for 3 or 4 weeks or months. And then oh my gosh, I heard granola's on sale and eat 3 bags of it in a night. There's nothing healthy about that mentally or physically, especially, it physically really messes up your body, your metabolism and your hormones. But when you learn to and I know that it's cliche to say everything in moderation, and I actually don't even believe in everything in moderation. There's some things I will never touch with a 10-foot pole because it's just literal poison. And that's a different story. Things that are generally okay foods that just aren't the healthiest for you, that's not poison. That's just something you don't want to eat a lot of because it's going to mess up your health goals or your weight loss goals, right? So when you get to that point in your mind where you can enjoy your family's favorite Christmas cookie recipes and you can enjoy them all through the season here and there, maybe you have a total of 20 the whole Christmas, or maybe 10, I don't know what the answer is, but the rest of your days are healthy. You're still having your juice in the morning, you're eating your fruits, you're having your vegetables, you're still mostly having healthy meals and having some of your favorite things. you're going to find that not only is your weight going to be more stable, you're going to be more mentally stable. You'll just be happier. So, and this took me a long, 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 long time to come to this realization. I mean, even when I went raw, you guys know, most of you know that I ate an all raw vegan diet for 9 years, totally raw vegan, and then another 10 almost years, totally raw, including some like animal products like sushi and things. And then maybe not 10, maybe like 6. And then the last maybe 5 years, I've been a lot more not more gentle, more lenient with myself, but I still have the same exact results. I still am just as healthy. I'm still never get sick. I kept my weight exactly the same by still having some things like baked potatoes or rice or, some fed beef or some pasture raised eggs. I don't base my diet around those things. I base my diet around raw living foods because I believe 1,000% in their healing ability. And I now eat them for healing purposes, not for weight loss purposes. My weight doesn't even I don't think about it anymore because I've maintained my weight now for so many years without issue. But if something meets my health criteria as far as like high quality food, I'll eat it. I'll enjoy it. Sometimes I'll even have the not healthy stuff. Like if my brother makes my grandma's old cookie recipes, she makes them every Christmas. I always have some. There's nothing healthy about them. There's no healthy like ingredients in those things, but they're healthy for my brain because they make me remember her with good memories. So, and I don't feel any different. I don't get sick. I don't gain any weight from it. So that's what I'm talking about when I say that it's not everything in moderation, but it's finding a happy medium for your life of like mostly 90% of the time, maybe being on this healthy journey that you like are committed to, but the other time having a little room for the special events that happen in your life or the special things that give you meaning in your life. And I just have found so much peace in that. I can't tell you like how different my mindset around eating and food has become in the last decade, not even last decade, maybe the last 6 or 7 years of my life. It's really totally, it's really changed like my life for the better to not be so rigid. So that's what I want to say. I saw a hand up. Is there a question or no?
Yes.
Oh,
I have a question. I was just curious. I wanted to ask what the reason was that you decided to get away from fish and sushi.
Oh, I didn't. I still eat them.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I just I ate a total raw vegan diet, strict raw vegan for 8 years, and then actually what happened was my sister-in-law came into the family. She's like, "Well, can you have like some sashimi or something if we go to a restaurant?" And I was like, I have no ethical reason why I wasn't eating those foods. I just was eating all raw because it was my weight loss tool at the time, and then eventually became my health tool. And then she's like, "Well, why don't you try it?" I was like, "Okay." So I liked it. I just never had tried it in my life. So I tried it, and so I started adding in very occasional. Like if I went to a restaurant, like animal products, like I would get like a beef tartare if I was in a nice steak restaurant, or I get sushi. And so it made going out like on dates and social things a lot easier for time. And then, more recent years, I could eat those foods. I don't really choose them that often. I don't love them that much. I'll eat them once in a while, but I do love like having like, baked potatoes and other things like that I now include. I love having some roasted chicken if I make it myself with a really quality chicken and stuff. So that's kind of, I think maybe I said it backwards or maybe I just said it too fast, but, so that was the main premise of this call. I have some other things I was going to share too, but do you want me to take a break here for any questions before I go on? Any other thoughts? Okay. This is also, by the way, a chance where you can share testimonials if you've tried products or if you have your own personal stories, like with weight loss or with or without our products. I love to hear the stories. I think it encourages other people. So, Jen, go ahead.
I just wanted to address Stacy Lucas. I guess you didn't see the email, but you were one of our winners last month for a juice cleanse.
Oh, Stacy.
So if you want to go on the Juice Club page and tell me if you want the skinny protein or deep detox and your address and phone number, then I'll have that sent out to you.
So she's muted, so she might be away.
I'm here. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Nice. I'm so glad a regular person won because she's here every single month.
I know.
That's
Wow.
nice.
Exactly why.
Nice. Okay, so moving on from there. I did that. Oh, I want to say this too, and I actually just wrote an email about this. And it wasn't any kind of like marketing play. It was just how I feel. People always wait to January, like to start their new resolutions and like be healthy in January. But like, I kind of hate that because what happens now for this next month? Like, are you just going to be unhealthy and let yourself gain extra weight or feel crummy or have be cold, get colds and stuff. Why wait till January to start? I know it's a hard time of year because there's lots of parties, but there's absolutely no reason why the majorities of your days before the parties, before the dinners, in between those days can't be mostly healthy. And then you're not starting from total scratch in January. Like, you're kind of already moving there. You have less far to go. You have less, you're on your way to your goals already. I know it's like a mental thing that people do. They gear themselves up and they go to the gym and stuff. But like, I find that to be sometimes a harder time of year to start because the gyms are crowded and like, I don't know, it just, and like, I also feel like when you make it a resolution, most people don't keep them. It's like usually like a couple weeks they do it and then it's just like, I'm over that, next thing. But if you just decide to make that with your lifestyle now and just start making small changes, like don't make it, like I said, forget the all or nothing. Don't make it like all or nothing or like stressful for yourself this time of year. Just make small changes. Like it could be something as simple as having a juice every day. Like just keep your exact same routine from now till New Year's, but have a green juice every day if you're not. Like that alone, first of all, it'll super strengthen your immunity. So you have way less chance of getting sick. But second, it alkalizes your blood, which helps ward away all kinds of different diseases. It just sets your body up in a better situation, helps your metabolism get going. I mean, there's like, that's a simple little change. It's a simple, just crack a bottle open and drink a juice, or make the decision to maybe not have sugar on the days you're not at someone's party. Have what you want at the parties, but don't have it on the off days. Like if you make these little changes that make a difference for your end goal, and then January won't be such like a hard hit, So that's like, I've always kind of thought that. I always think it's like, I've never been a resolution kind of person because I think if you just have it in your mind to do it, why wait to do it? Just do it. When you're like, it hits your brain, just start doing it. Even if you take little steps to get there, maybe you take little steps now. And then by January, you're like, ooh, like, maybe by January, you want to actually do something more like strategic, like more, not rigid, I don't want to say the word rigid, but more routine or planned out because you've kind of gotten yourself into that mindset. Like, okay, well, I got down to 1 cup of coffee a day. I'm not sweetening it with sugar anymore. I'm doing honey instead. And I'm having my green juice once a day. And I'm doing like my 10 minutes of like core work a day, like whatever the little things are that you can do. Everything I just said will take you a total of 30 minutes a day at most. Maybe by that point, like in January, you're like, oh, I'm going to commit to doing this now because I did this already. I got this mastered. So now I'm going to go this next step. And so you're going to get to your goals even faster. Instead of like putting all the stress to do it all at once in January, when you're coming off a super busy, emotional, stressful season, and all at once you have to change your coffee habits, change your drinking habits, change your food habits, change your workout habits, like all at once, that's a lot for anybody's brain to wrap around. And it doesn't give you any kind of like leeway or vice or anything to like give yourself a transition that's more natural. So that's another piece of advice. Just take it easy on yourself. Do small steps. Start now, because why not? Like I said, it can be any of the small little steps you want. You choose what they are from now till January. And then maybe in January, if you're ready, take it to the next level. So, and those are most of my things. I did have like a thought, if you want to know what the small steps can be, in the meantime, I mean, like you can do them on your own with things you have in your house, buying your own food. If you want to use our products, obviously you're here because you buy our products. A couple of great resources are number one, the Build a Box, because you can choose your flavors. You can pick flavors based around immunity, based around working out, based around, whatever you want. They're all functions. If you don't know this, you can filter the functions in the Build a Box up in the corner. You can filter and see all the functions, and you can choose the flavors that go with the functions that you're looking to accomplish. So Build a Box is an easy no-brainer to do. And if you subscribe to it, you always get 15% off. So that's a pretty major savings for the Build a Box. They are a little more expensive to Build a Boxes because we pack all those by hand here. So we have 4 or 5 distribution centers across the country, and that's how we were able to ship 2-day everywhere in the country. But as far as our Build a Box custom packs, they all get hand packed right here where I work, and the bottom level here is shipping and receiving, and so that's why they're more, because we have to ship everything out of this location, so we can't get everything 2-day all over the country from here unless it's pretty costly. And it's also hand picked. What? Did I miss a question? It was an accident. So anyway, subscribing to the Build a Box is a great savings, and the buy more get you save more. Like the bigger box you get, you save a ton. When you go to like a 42 or 60 count box, the bottle goes down to like, I want to say $6 or less a bottle or something like that. It's pretty substantial savings. If the freezer room for, I mean, they don't go bad. They'll come to you frozen. They'll stay in your freezer for at least a year. And they'll be just as good as they were when they're first pressed, because they're frozen instantly. They blast frozen. And maybe you guys don't know that. I mean, maybe you do because you are here, but maybe you don't. When our juices are first cold pressed, we instantly flash freeze them. And that locks in the enzymes, the nutrition, the flavor, everything is locked in, and that doesn't get thawed till you thaw it at your house. So it's as fresh can be. So that's a build-a-box option. The other option that you can also do in the short term is the skinny method, or any of our methods, but the skinny method is kind of the tried and true for weight loss, for eliminating bloating, just for learning a healthier lifestyle. It's not as strict or as specific as a cleanse per se. It includes meals. We don't give you the meals, but it includes you having meals along with our juices and smoothies. So you get a juice for the morning, a meal replacement smoothie for lunch, directions of what you can have with the juice in the morning, like as far as food goes, and how to structure your dinners. And it gives you all the guidelines to how to eat at restaurants, how to, you can learn how to, there's recipes there that you can make for family gatherings. You can have them in time for the holidays. There's a lot of other support tools there. There's healthy swaps guide for healthy kitchen and pantry swaps, all kinds of stuff in there. So that's one way you can make a small step, and that's a weekly pack. So that's a 7-day product that you can do on repeat as many weeks as you want. Or if you just want to even do like a week before Christmas, just get yourself in a good spot before the holidays, you're like really onslaught with food. That's one thought. Also, Kim, I don't know if you were asking a question, if you just became unmuted. Did you have a question? Welcome, by the way.
No, I'm sorry. I got unmuted accidentally, so
No,
sorry about that.
I wasn't going to miss you if you were trying to ask something. That is the majority of what I planned to talk about. I really wanted to give you guys the chance to ask your questions before the holidays and see what you had on your minds, or things that you might struggle with going into the season, or if you want to share, like I said, testimonials or stories. I'd love to hear those too. So the floor is yours. Take it away. Oh, actually, you know what? Before the floor is taken away, Jen, do you want to just mention about the Facebook group? Because they might not know about it or be part of it. Because I like to mention that in every call so we can catch people that might not already be there, and maybe tell them how it works.
You're talking about the main Facebook.
No, the Juice Club. These are all Juice Club members here.
Oh, okay. So, hi guys. I know I've communicated with some of you before. So I am the face behind the Juice Club posts. Basically, what we're doing is I'm trying to think of some fun, interactive things. Like one of the things is every month, based on your participation, whether it's on the call or if it's on the page, you're automatically in the drawing for a 6-pack of juice every month. So we put polls on there. I'm going to start thinking of some activities that maybe we could do as a group. In the new year, I'm thinking maybe see who's up for doing a group cleanse, and I'll do it with you. We can share each other's results. I'm in the process of putting a calendar together now. So if you're not active in the group, please participate. It's a great community. The community supports each other. I support, we motivate, and we try and make it fun too. So the good thing is Jen checks that every day. We do check that every day, multiple times a day, right, Jen? So, I mean, if there's questions you have, like, even for me, she knows how to direct them to me, or if she can't answer, it gets right to me, and so faster answers for you if you guys need them. And just make sure that it's the Juice Club. She's on the regular Facebook page too, but the Juice Club gets more love and attention, obviously, because you guys are the premium subscribers. So, it's the Juice Club, and not just the regular one, right? One other thing, Anne, I don't see your last name. Can you tell me so I can enter you in this month's drawing?
Was this Anne? You're trying to get her last name?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Anne.
It's Ann Colbert, Kolbert.
Kolbert. Thank you very much. I have everybody else's name written down.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
How do we get on the Juice Club? I think I'm on the regular Raw Generation page, but not the Juice Club. How do I find that? Unless I am.
I mean, it says Juice Club on the top, and you should have gotten an invite for that back when you first subscribed. However, Jen, can you send her a link for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can invite you. I'll send you an invite as soon as the call's over.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
So what else we got, guys? Someone get the ball rolling.
Hello. This is Leslie.
Oh, hey, Leslie, how are you?
Okay. I have a question regarding condiments, which I like. So things like vegan butter, vegan mayo, how healthy or unhealthy are some of those things?
Are you a total vegan by choice, or are you choosing vegan things to be healthier? Is my first question.
Vegan to be healthier.
Okay. If that is the case and you're not like an ethical vegan all the time, none of the vegan substitutes that I've seen are actually healthier than the real versions. So like the vegan mayo and the vegan butter usually are soy based or other kind of based. And most of the time they have quite a bit of chemicals in them, usually preservatives, usually gums or fillers, different kinds of natural flavors to make them taste like the real counterparts. From a health standpoint, I feel you'd actually be better off having like a real organic grass-fed butter, or having like a avocado oil, or extra virgin olive oil based mayonnaise with real eggs. Unless your vegan versions are, I'm trying to think of any version that I know of that actually doesn't have soy as a substitute. I don't actually know of any, but I don't prescribe to using soy as a substitute for anything. Number one, soy in and of itself is not an unhealthy food. The soybean that is the actual food. However, like in America, typical of what we do, we turn everything healthy into like a processed product, So the plant-based movement has really become very much a science experiment, in my opinion. Like, these are just products that are meant to mimic other meat-based products, but in order to mimic like a burger or butter, they have to do so much to them that's unnatural that I don't actually find them to be healthier in most cases. And when you get a really high quality animal product, like a really high quality grass-fed, even raw butter or mayonnaise and those kinds of, a grass-fed free range chicken, that kind of stuff, I find those to be much healthier and more in line with our biochemistry than the chemicals are. So I don't know if that helps you or not. I mean, if you gave me a specific brand with label and something you're curious about, a certain ingredient, I could certainly tell you if the ingredients are good or not. But that's just what I found historically with plant-based substitutes. Most of them are full of junk. Even like the plant-based milks, like you'll notice in our inserts, I always say a clean plant milk because most of the plant milks, most of the almond milks and stuff are full of junk. Like if you read the Almond Breeze label, I mean, there's just so much stuff in there that doesn't belong. There's seed oils and sugars and stuff. But if you just got a plain plant milk, like a milk, just like almonds and water, sure, that's great for you. That's fine. But if it's a choice between like an Almond Breeze or like a grass-fed organic milk, I would choose the grass-fed organic milk before the Almond Breeze. So I try to be as close to nature and whole food as possible, always, at least chemically. Chemically, it's a word I make up, I think, as possible. Does that help or does that confuse? You're muted, so I'm not sure.
No, that was good. I mean, I use like the veganese, mayonnaise. I'm not sure again. I guess I have to look more at the label, and like you said, just look at what's on the label.
Right. And the most important part of a label is actually not what's on the top of a label, those numbers, the fat, grams, and calories. I mean, none of that stuff's not important, but it truly means absolutely nothing if the ingredients in the bottom don't have good integrity. So if the bottom of the label ingredients have integrity, then you can have a lot higher numbers in those upper parts of the label. If the ingredients making up those numbers is junk, they should be zeros. You know what I mean? So like, if you're getting if the fat say you have a process, I don't know, a Cheez-It or something, and the fat grams on the top says 10, I'm making this up, I have no idea what it is. Those 10 grams of fat, where is that fat coming from? Is it coming from a natural source, or is it coming from hydrogenated oil that's put it in those cheeses? Well, it's coming from hydrogenated oil. So that's a really bad 10 grams of fat. But if it was 10 grams of fat from like an avocado, totally fine. So it's not the numbers that matter, it's the actual ingredient. And that's the little print on the bottom they try to have hide from you. And even with the natural foods, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but a lot of the natural food companies are just as bad as the big ones. A lot of them are owned by the big companies. And so it's a lot of greenwashing that happens. Greenwashing means, basically trying to convince a customer, making it look like it's green and clean, but it actually isn't that green and clean. And you can't really trust the call-outs on the front of a label. It's just because it says gluten-free, fat-free, sugar-free. That 100% does not guarantee that it is in fact healthy for you, or even healthier than the full fat or the full sugar version. Because most of the fat-free versions and sugar-free versions have artificial sweeteners and or thickening agents and chemicals to make them taste and feel like regular foods. And those are worse for you than the actual sugar would have been in the first place. So it's definitely like an art to learn to read a label, but a really important one. It's one of the first things I teach my clients. When I go to their homes, when I have one-on-one consultations with my clients, I usually go into their homes if they're local, and I will go through their cabinets with them and their fridge, and I show them their ketchup labels, show them the things that people don't realize how false advertising really is when it comes to food. It's staggering. Even with the healthy companies that you think you can trust, you really can't trust anything until you read it. And I can tell you that's why I am like a viper around here with our labels and our transparency. Like, it is literally what's on that label and nothing else. I will not even let an extract go by if it's not super clean, or a spice if there's anything added to it. Like, and thankfully I have the final say on that around here, so I can say with confidence that what's in our bottles is actually what's in our bottles. But I have found a lot of times, like, actually I talked about this last time if you weren't here, we worked with we used to have a powdered cleanse for a short time, and we worked with a co-packer to make that because we don't make powdered products here. And so I had all these calls with this co-packer and told him what I wanted in the formula, and he insisted that what I wanted wasn't going to work, that he had to have flow agents in it, like a maltodextrin or something. And I said, this is absolutely not going to fly with me, so find another way around it. And he said, well, how about a clean label flow agent? I said, what does that mean? He said, well, it's an agent that helps make something float, which means like stir into liquid better, like a powder stir into liquid. It's an agent that makes that happen, but it looks clean on the label. So you can just say like, I don't know, like an example, like banana fiber or something like that. And so I was like, but it actually isn't clean, but it can be called a clean name. And I just was actually horrified by that. So I don't want to fake people out and put a clean label ingredient. I want an actual clean label. Like, so it took 6 months to get them to come around to what I wanted for those formulas. So that's just, that was eye-opening to me. I didn't even realize that was a thing until I worked here. So like I said, I don't really trust any labeling that I read unless I really know what something is. So I try to stick with this whole fruits and vegetables because they don't need to label, Anyway, that's my spiel there. What else we got? We still have plenty of time if there are more questions to answer. Quiet group today. Oh, hey, Stacy, how's it going?
Good. It's the same thing I say every month.
No,
Is
I'll take
thank
it.
you for the reminders. It's a hard. I just went grocery shopping this morning, and I almost bought Pop-Tarts, not for me, for my kids. I thought I'll put that in their Christmas, under the tree or something. Because it's not something I normally buy.
Right.
I didn't buy it, and I'm glad you said the no poisons thing, because it just helps to hear it, because it's really hard to find unless you do all your own cooking, which I don't.
Right.
It's nice to hear your messages over and over.
Oh, that's good. I'm really glad that
Food church. It's like going to church, food church, keeping yourself healthy. And
I love that. I do regular church on weekends singing, and I do food church for you guys here.
really, yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
And then the whole all or nothing really resonates with me. Like you said, I'm sure the majority of people that are in this program are probably similar in that way, but I'm trying to change it as well, because it doesn't work.
Right. It doesn't work. It just causes more stress.
Yeah.
And the results both. It's like a double whammy
Right.
for sure.
So thank
Especially this time of year. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad.
Really quickly, just any thoughts? You've probably said it in the past about caffeine.
Oh,
Hello.
actually, I don't know if we've talked about that too much
Oh.
here in this group, so I don't think you missed anything with that. Caffeine in and of itself is a stimulant. So, it's obviously not the best thing to have a lot of, but it's also not the worst thing if you want to have a cup of coffee once a day or something. Having a lot of it, though, could cause adrenal fatigue over time. And so if I know you're in a situation with your hormones needing to be balanced, it's not the best for hormone balance, that's for sure. It definitely does cause adrenal fatigue. So that's something that happens already during, hormonal shifting years of life. So it won't help that situation. But that being said, if you are a caffeine person, there are different there are different types of caffeine to be had. There's coffee, there's the caffeinated tea. Even decaf tea has caffeine in it, believe it or not, because it gives me a headache. That's how I know there's caffeine in it. Only herbal tea doesn't have caffeine at all. It's also what you put in, like, so what you have with your coffee or your tea. So that's usually a bigger problem than caffeine for a lot of people, is having the sugar and the cream, or the sugar and like whatever else, creamer, coffee creamer. Those things are way worse than the actual caffeine. If you're just having like a black coffee once a day or something, or some green tea once a day, not by any means the end of the world. If you have reflux issues, I would say stay far away from caffeine. If you have digestive problems, caffeine definitely upsets reflux issues. And it can affect, like I said, your adrenals, or like if you tend towards feeling anxious or having anxiety during certain times of the month or certain times of the day, it won't help. It'll make it worse. So, but I'm not sure you're talking about it as far as weight loss or health goes, but it really won't impede weight loss per se, but it's not the best for health or for balancing hormones. Oh, Jen, you have a question?
Yeah, since we're talking about coffee, I just wanted to hear what your thoughts were on if we wanted to use a sweetener, what your thoughts are versus like sugar in the raw or cane sugar versus like the Splendas sweet and lows. I think I know what you're going to say, but I want to ask the question for clarity.
You have no working in the hall for me, Jen, what I'm going to say. Well, I definitely no Splendas or sweet and lows, 1000%. There's no situation where I would ever say to have that. I don't care what your health history is. There are different kinds of sugars. Some are better than others, but they all are sugar. The best is really honey, believe it or not. And honey tastes surprisingly delicious in coffee. If you've never tried it, don't knock it till you tried it, or even pure maple syrup. Those two options are the best and the cleanest, and you can really have them without any kind of worry of how much you have of them. If you are definitely like a needs to stir sugar into something kind of person, the honey doesn't do it for you, I would say do like an unrefined coconut sugar. That's not so bad. The brown, it'll look like brown in color, is unrefined, of all the kinds of sugars. I mean, the sugar in the raw, if you're in a restaurant and like that's all they have, I would use that for like a couple of herbal teas. Like they have that brown sugar in the raw. It's definitely not. I mean, it's a greenwashed product. So it's better than white sugar, but I wouldn't call it healthy by any means, but it's definitely better than the white or the artificial sweeteners. You're welcome. That was an easy one. How about the rest of you? Do you want to share do you have game plans of action for getting to the holidays and not being stressed with your food and your diet? Or are you just taking the days as they come?
One for Kim Fogarty, I can't find you in Juice Club, obviously. Can you give me your email and I could send you the link through there?
Yeah, you just type into the chat for her, or
yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Kim, I was actually thinking about you just the other day, because we are starting to plan. It's actually affect all of you, so you might as well hear about it now. We're calling it like a weight loss marathon. I don't know what we're actually going to call it, but it's kind of going to be like a 90-day support system. Not unlike the Signature Reset was. It's going to have some of those same support tactics like included, and it's mostly just a subscription situation. So if you're a subscriber, you'll get different benefits versus if you don't subscribe, kind of a deal, during a certain period. And if you subscribe to something during this window of time, you'll get more frequent meeting calls here if you want them, more resources like with some videos and some printed things. But I thought of you because you were like one of the in the beginning groups of the Signature Reset. It's kind of similar to that. Obviously we don't have that product anymore. We had a lot of technical problems with that and shipping issues, and we have not dedicated time to fixing it because it was really quite advanced of a problem that we had with it. But we are looking at doing some other kinds of reset situations in the future, hopefully kind of similar to that. So
awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, more to come. Probably towards the end of this month, you'll be getting some more information about that. We're working on the details as we speak. So what else?
Stacy again. I just wanted to mention I got really scared when I couldn't find the strawberry greens.
Oh.
And I was like, did I miss something?
No.
And then I got a bottle out and compared the ingredients and found it under its new name.
No, it's still strawberry greens.
Uh-oh, well, maybe I hope I didn't order the wrong one.
Okay.
Is it some sort of detox? Is it called a detox?
Oh, you know what? We I forgot about that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we had a bridal. Okay, you did find the right thing. We had
Okay.
a bridal pack for a while that we don't have, and we did all different labels for that pack to have like bridal names. So you're
Okay.
going to get the name with like a pretty bridally label on it. It's the same
Right.
flavor.
Oh, okay.
It's just is out of stock for a couple days. They're making it actually they're making it today, so it'll be back on the website probably tomorrow. We just ran out.
Awesome.
Their best-selling green juice, despite the number 2 actually. So we ran out of it, but you're getting the right thing. It's the different name. Yeah, that's funny. That's actually my favorite green juice. Oh man, it's so good. You guys ever? Did the rest of you ever try that juice? It has the most protein too. It has 8 grams of protein in one green juice, which is pretty crazy for a green juice. People always laugh at me when I tell them greens are a good source of protein, but they are. Yep. Well, I definitely can wrap up early if you guys are done, but I hate to take away your time if you had other thoughts you wanted to talk about. Did anyone try the recipes from last month? No, just wondering if anyone used them. I can't remember what I even sent. I know I sent a couple recipes, but I can't remember what they were. I think it might have been potato salad, maybe. Heck, did I send kale salad? I don't remember, but whatever it is, I told you guys last time. I don't think lots of questions. That's how it always goes, right, Stacey? You can always email them to me if you do, or put them in the Facebook group and Jen will get them to me. Yeah. I'm glad you guys all joined today. I look forward to these calls every month. I truly do. I'm thinking we'll probably get an influx of some newcomers in January. We usually get a pretty big group for the beginning of the year, kind of like resolutions people. But hopefully you guys stay strong and stick with us. And I look forward to see. So it'll be, what is the next one? The first Wednesday. It's always the first Wednesday of every month, unless it's like randomly falls on some date that I can't do for some reason. But it will be the first Wednesday of January, which is, let me look what that is. It is the 7th. So the next call will be January 7th. So it'll be good timing right after the holidays, right after the beginning of the new year. If you have topics you're interested in hearing me talk about, the questions about that you want to hear like in depth talk about, you can either put them in the Facebook group, you can email them to me, and I'm always happy to prepare a specific topic for you guys if there's something you're interested in. Otherwise, I just kind of go by the seat of my pants and whatever I think you might want to hear about. So, all right. So unless anything is missing, I'll talk to you guys next month.
One more thing. I want to encourage you guys to participate in the group as far as with each other. So, you know, if somebody has a question and you want to chime in, please do that. Or if you even want to post a picture of you taking a chug of the drink, or a video of you taking a chug of the drink, if you feel comfortable doing that, put that on the page. A lot of people like doing that because it just kind of keeps it interactive and fun. So, you know, as long as it's related to health and wellness, please participate. I love seeing the participation. It gets me very excited.
I just thought
And
of
Happy
the
holidays.
green mustache I get sometimes, and I usually use a straw, but occasionally if the bottom is frozen, I go like that. And but yeah,
That's
you don't want to see that.
I like it. Hope she's got her juice. Nice, Leslie. That's one of my favorite flavors. I love citrus carrot. Good choice. And good for immunity for this time of year. Good choice. Good choice. But you guys, thank you. Have a great month. Have a very, very, very happy holidays. And I'll see you in January.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.